The biggest buyers of my book are people from the former Soviet colonies, in that they get it. They get the threat of growing government. And I fear without the example of the Soviet Union, we don't have that reminder of the failure of socialism. If you look at the front page of the Wall Street Journal today, they are waxing poetic about how we're in the fields of Venezuela, we're throwing out evil capitalism and helping the farmers with socialism. People want to believe this. It's counterintuitive to believe that capitalism works. But at least we have some models of failure still. We have North Korea and Cuba and the Motor Vehicles Department and the Post Office. The Post Office could not get it there overnight. And they would bring in these brilliant managers from the private sector, but they still couldn't they never could until you got competition, UPS and Federal Express, and then they could get it there overnight. Now even the Post Office does it sometimes. Market competition polices the bad guys and brings and serves consumers in ways that government can't ever approach. I'll pay you $100 if you can show me one thing government can do more efficiently than the private sector. And yet people say, well, you can't have competition for educating children. That's different. But it's not different. Under a government system, you have union rules, so if you want to fire a teacher, and Joel Klein has been able to fire only 2 out of 50,000 for incompetence over the past 4 years. They have buildings they call rubber rooms in the boroughs around where they warehouse the teachers that they can't fire. They just sit around and play cards. He had one guy who he couldn't fire for 6 years. He sent, this teacher sent sexual emails to his 16-year-old student, Cutie 101. Couldn't fire him for 6 years. Why can't they? I confronted the head of the union. Oh, if the principals would just go through the steps, you could. Like, here are the steps. It takes me 4 pages out of the myth book to show the steps to fire a teacher. And yet the bureaucrats just defend this system. Why is America prosperous? I say this to high school kids, and they say, well, we have natural resources. I say, well, India has natural resources. India is overpopulated. Well, they have a lot of people, but actually the population density of India is the same as that of New Jersey. New Jersey's doing okay. And Hong Kong has 20 times as many people per square mile. And Hong Kong is thriving. In fact, Hong Kong went from third world poverty to first world wealth, almost equal to ours, in 50 years. Why? They don't have any resources. It's just a rock. Why it happened was because they had limited government and economic freedom.